Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to ServiceNow 911. In today's video, in the series of ITSM governance, I am going to discuss about CAB, Change Advisory Board Meeting. You must have heard it in your organization, being a developer, being a tester, because whenever you are promoting any change to production, few people sit together and they discuss, and that meeting is known as CAB meeting. Okay, they are going to discuss about the risk. They are going to discuss about the impact of your change which you are doing on the complete system, because whatever you are changing, whatever you are adding to the current system, current production system, it may impact others as well. For example, let's say you have created a script. That script is a fix for some bug. Okay, very simple. You are fixing something which you see in your process, but it may impact anything else in the system. In that fix, if you are deleting something, that deletion can have cascade effect. So this is a very simple example I'm giving, but in real case, whenever you are moving bigger applications, bigger things into production, okay, so other system will not be impacted, other things, other processes will not be impacted by it. That is whole about this purpose of this particular CAM meeting. So let me share my document. So I want to discuss this with you because people are not having much knowledge about CAM meetings. They know this is a kind of meeting, but the importance of this meeting is very much. But people are ignoring it. Okay, they think it's a kind of time waste most of the time. Okay, so today all myths are going to be clear. So first of all, why we have CAM meetings? I told you already. Okay, the CAM meeting is there to review and control change before they reach to the production. Its purpose is to reduce avoidable risk. Yes, with every change, there is a risk associated. I have given you example. So how to avoid that risk or how to minimize that risk? Okay, it's not like that every time we are going to reject the change because there is a risk, but we have to control the risk. We have to manage the risk, because in that example, we are going to fix a bug, and that is a critical bug. Okay, so we have to fix it, but in a controlled manner. We have to control that. So that is what people are going to discuss in that particular CAB meeting. They are going to review everything what we are doing, how it is impacting other things. If something happened, what are the remediation measures? Okay, all these things are going to be discussed in that meeting. And once you reach on an agreement, then the change will be passed or rejected, approved or rejected. Okay, so this is the purpose of CAB meeting. Very, very important. So now let's discuss the second point, that is what CAB should do. So you have the basic idea now, but in detail, let's discuss. In a CAB meeting, we have to review the normal and high risk changes. Okay, we are not going to discuss very mild level changes there, mild risk changes. Okay, in that case, CAB meeting is not needed or mandatory. But in case of normal and high risk changes, we have to sit together, check the technical risk, business impact, and the timing. So we have to check all the technical possible risks and what are the impact of those risks. Okay, and the third thing is timing. Timing means when you are going to do the change, because in case we are moving the change when already there are certain changes which are high importance changes are moving. So how we can control if something bad happens, if there is a change failure? So we have to be very sure about the timing of implementation of the change, because we have a limited resources, we have a limited team members, right? So if there is an issue with the change because it is impacting the production directly, okay, so that's why we have to think about and we have to manage that particular change window. So that's why if you remember in the change form, we have to fill all these things. We have to check the conflicts. Okay, all these things in the schedule as well. So once we are done with that, that should we have to do in the CAB meeting. Then we have to confirm the testing. What is the rollback plan and who is the ownership? Yes. So if you remember, in the change form, you have to fill all these things. What is the testing result? What is the rollback plan? And who is the owner of that particular change? Because at any point of time, we need these people. We need these plans. Okay. We have to be 100% ready before implementing the change, so that in case of any issue, we can directly do all these things instead of thinking what to do. Okay, so all these plans are going to be, discussed in that change advisory board meeting. Then support decisions that protect critical services. Yes, if your change is impacting any of the critical services, then the analysis, then the support will be more, because these are extra critical. Why it is extra critical? Because it may have direct impact on the revenue, direct impact on the user interaction. Okay, let's say for banking, if you are making change in the application of banking, it is a huge critical thing, because if anything happened to that particular app, people are not able to do the transactions. If they are not able to do the transactions, there is a big loss for that particular bank. So in case of critical services, we have to be more than 100% sure. Okay, and we have to think all the possible things. If something bad happens, how we are going to support it? What is the alternative step for that? Okay, all communications. We have to be ready with all these things, and all these things should be discussed in the CAB meeting. So this is the expectation from the CAB meeting. But what actually happening in the CAB meeting? Most of the time, you see these meetings are just approval meetings. People sit together, they are not doing complete analysis, and they are just discussing, okay, we are fine, just approve it. It is a kind of routine calendar event with weak governance. Why weak governance? Because we are not asking questions. The stakeholders are not looking, okay, into deep. They are not understanding the impact, or they are not doing complete study with respect to that change. Maybe because they are busy, too busy, or maybe they are taking the things so lightly. Then you see a place where risk is discussed too late, a forum where accountabilities become unclear. Yes, right now, most of the time it happens that we are not analyzing the risk properly, or there are no accountabilities and responsibilities. Means there is no defined ownership. Who is the owner of that change? Who is the accountable person? Okay, who is the point of contact in case of any issue? All these things should be properly discussed. But if it is not happening, then we can say we have the weak governance. And when we have the weak governance, it is because of this CAB meeting. This is one of the part of that weak governance. So we have to make sure whatever is expected from the CAB, we have to be accountable. We have to follow the risk. We have to do the business impact, all these things thoroughly whenever the CAB meeting happens. And if we are doing that properly, obviously we are going to have good governance, and that will stop the major incidents or change failures. Okay, so this is like this only. Then what are the common problems in the CABs? So common problems are change are approved without enough review. It is happening. Then low risk and high risk changes are treated the same. Okay, people are, as we already discussed, are not aware of the risk, or they are not doing proper risk analysis. So they are just passing every change in a same format. Business impact is not discussed properly. That is also one of the reason, of one of the common problem. And then same issue is keep on repeating after incidents. So if we are not doing good governance, if you are not discussing the things properly in the CAB meetings itself, then obviously the same incident may occur again and again. Okay, and it may become a major incident. Then what happens when the CAB fails? Obviously, when there is less governance or no governance, major incidents continue. Okay, we can see major interruptions in the services. We can see increase in the emergency changes. Yes, we are moving a change which is less governed, which is not thoroughly discussed. What is the result of that? Failure of the services, something breaks, and then we have to again create a change, okay, to fix that, or we have to roll back. And this circle continues. IT team is now spending much more time in doing all these things. So until unless we improve the governance, until unless we take good care of business impact analysis, we are not going to, give away all these things. It will keep on increasing and it will keep down your business. Okay, team lose trust in the process. Obviously, when it is a daily thing, people are not, interested or trusting the process. They are taking the things more casually, more lightly, and that will definitely impact the morale of the team. So we have to make sure we do everything like this. So last thing is what we have to do for a good cap. We discussed already, right? We have to clearly define the risk. We have right accountability and ownerships. All the owners of the respective stakeholders must be present. They thoroughly analyze the risk, business impact, everything, and then come to a mutual discussion. They have all the plans ready, like for rollout, like for testing, everything should be sorted before moving the change. Okay. So this is it about the CAP. I hope you understand the importance of CAP. I will come up with more such things so that you understand properly and you can contribute in the governance. Because my dear friend, in IT, governance is a major thing. Making changes are very simple, but if that change is without governance, without any question, it is going to hurt your organization sooner or later. Okay, so make sure a proper governance will be there, and wherever you get an opportunity to govern, to do governance, okay, to enhance, to analyze the risks, to analyze the business impact, please do so. Change management is not just a record, it is a complete mirror of what your organization going to do in future. Thank you so much.